What's the best shampoo? Us ladies like to have a shampoo. So I'll tell you something to be cautious of, and that is sodium lauryl sulfate is what causes the foaming action in most shampoos. And sodium lauryl sulfate kills the hair follicles. Chemicals are constantly going on the hair. Little by little, they kill the hair follicles. Hair loss or alopecia is a problem that I often get asked about. What can we do for hair loss? How can we grow new hair?
That's the question that has been bothering millions of people all over the world. How can I grow new hair? How can I stop losing so much hair? Well, in today's video, we'll explain the mysteries of hair loss, how you can stop it, and proven natural remedies that can stop your hair loss and breakage, as well as help you bag your dream hair. Stay with us.
Well, one friend of mine, she always dyed her hair. Her hair, she was showing grey hair from a very early age, and so from about the age of 30, she began to dye her hair. Now you can get a hair dye made of henna, and henna is a plant that can dye your hair, and that is not toxic. But my friend did not use that one. She used a chemical hair dye, and little by little it was killing off her follicles where the hair grows. So it can be chemicals on the hair. Another friend of mine did not like her very curly hair, and so all her life, from probably about her late teens right up until her 50s, she straightened her hair. Now the solutions that they use to straighten the hair, or for people with straight hair that want curly hair, it is a very toxic chemical. So what happens is, if a person wants to straighten their hair, what the hairdresser does is pull the hair over great big rods like that. And so the curly hair that's this curly, of course, gets pulled over them, and that straightens it. But if a person's got straight hair and they want curly hair, well, the rods are that big and they stretch the hair around and around and around. So whether it's to straighten the hair or whether it's to curl the hair, they put this toxic solution on. It's a strong chemical, and what it does is it breaks all the little joints in the hair, because hair has all these little joints like this.
First off, we must address the elephant that refused to be addressed: nutrition. We all know that whatever goes into the body is solely responsible for the activities carried out by the body. That makes the saying, "You are what you eat," super valid. Additionally, it is to say that nutritional deficiencies have their own roles in the health of your hair. And that's not something to joke with when working towards achieving a strong, healthy hair.
Not complicated. Okay. In fact, one lady said, "How can we feed you?" I said, "It's really easy. Fruits and vegetables, fast food."
Yes, going back to the basics.
Going back to the basics. If it's cooked, just cooked simply and quickly, except for potatoes and sweet potatoes, of course, which need a nice long cooking. Also, crock pots are great because your protein is very important. But also, I encourage people to get different grains, and you can get some very nice grains today.
Your hair health is heavily influenced by the presence of essential nutrients. We're talking about nutrients like iron, zinc, biotin, and protein. Your hair becomes weakened when these nutrients are lacking in your diet. And that's exactly why maintaining a balanced diet rich in vitamins and minerals is crucial for promoting healthy hair growth. Vitamins A, B, particularly biotin, C, D, and E, are non-negotiable for healthy hair. These vitamins play significant roles in various bodily functions that support hair growth and overall hair health. Iron and zinc are also very vital minerals for hair growth. Iron aids in red blood cell production, which helps transport oxygen to your hair follicles. Zinc supports hair tissue growth and repair, keeping the oil glands around the follicles functioning properly. Foods like spinach, which is high in iron and vitamins, and sweet potatoes rich in beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A, should also be incorporated in your diet. Nuts and seeds provide essential fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals. Fish, especially fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, are excellent sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which help nourish the hair and support its thickness. Avocados are loaded with healthy fats and vitamin E, which help protect your hair from oxidative stress and damage. Also, certain medications prescribed for conditions like high blood pressure, cancer, or depression may be a contributing factor to hair loss. If you suspect that your medication is contributing to hair loss, it's important to discuss this with your doctor to explore potential solutions. Knowing the various causes of hair loss is a critical first step in addressing the issue of hair loss effectively. By pinpointing the root cause, you can implement targeted treatments and lifestyle changes that foster healthier hair growth. Secondly, let's talk about hormones. Your hormones play a crucial role in regulating your hair growth cycle, which consists of several stages.
So if it's a hormonal imbalance, then the hormones must be balanced back again. And that's where the Anna's Wild Yam Cream. I have a presentation on balancing the hormones, and you can Google my name and watch that. And it will show you that the Anna's Wild Yam Cream is a cream that when it's regularly applied twice a day, it balances those hormones back and can cause that hair to grow back again.
Initially, hair actively grows during a phase that can last from 2 to 7 years or even longer. Following this growth phase, hair enters a transitional stage where follicles shrink and growth slows down, lasting about 2 weeks before transitioning to a resting phase. During the resting phase, which can span several months, follicles remain dormant and hairs within them cease growing and eventually fall out. It's normal for 10–15% of scalp follicles to be in this resting phase at any given time, resulting in daily hair shedding. Various hormones contribute to hair loss through their impact on the growth cycles. Abnormal levels of thyroid hormones disrupt the hair growth cycle, often leading to diffuse hair loss across the scalp. Treating thyroid disorders can restore normal hair growth, although results may take several months depending on the follicle's cycle stage. Elevated cortisol levels due to chronic stress or acute distress also can halt hair growth, impacting the hair's natural cycle. Also, estrogen directly affects hair growth by binding to follicle receptors and promoting the growth phase. During pregnancy, high estrogen levels often result in thicker, healthier-looking hair, whereas the decline in estrogen during menopause can lead to gradual hair thinning.
Hair loss at middle age for women is due to a reduction in estrogen. By reducing the estrogen that protects your hair, the balance of estrogen to testosterone goes down, and having more testosterone breaks down into DHT, which is the major cause of hair loss, particularly for women.
While women naturally produce small amounts of testosterone, imbalances can cause two main hair-related issues. It can lead to scalp hair loss and excessive growth of dark, coarse body hair in undesirable areas like the face and chest. Conditions such as polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, are often associated with elevated testosterone levels in women. And lastly, androgenetic alopecia. It is an inherited condition influenced by testosterone that involves the conversion of testosterone into dihydrotestosterone. Hair follicles sensitive to DHT shrink over time, resulting in thinner hair growth and eventually the cessation of new hair growth. In men, this often manifests as male-pattern baldness with a receding hairline and thinning on the crown. Women with androgenetic alopecia typically experience more diffuse thinning throughout the scalp.
Sometimes high stress, if someone goes through a very stressful situation, one of the reactions can be hair loss.
Stress itself, whether due to significant life events or ongoing pressures, can worsen these hormonal imbalances and further impact hair health. Understanding this underscores the importance of addressing both hormonal health and stress management strategies to promote optimal hair growth and reduce the risk of hair loss.
Anemia. If a person is anemic, it can cause hair loss. So what's anemic? Anemic means very low iron in the blood. And anemia can be caused because of heavy blood loss at period time. A lot of women suffer from that, and that can cause anemia. And the anemia can cause the hair loss. So to resolve that, again, watch my lecture on hormones, boost the progesterone, get the estrogen down, then there won't be the heavy blood loss every month and the person won't be anemic anymore, and so again the hair can grow.
Anemia is another leading cause of hair loss. It can develop due to various factors, including a diet lacking in iron-rich foods or inadequate iron absorption. Menstruating women may experience anemia due to blood loss, while children going through growth spurts and individuals facing illnesses can also be at risk. Pregnancy increases iron needs to support the growing baby, often leading to anemia in pregnant women. Additionally, intense physical activity can deplete iron levels through sweat, particularly if not compensated for in the diet. Vegetarian and vegan diets may also contribute to low iron levels if non-animal sources of iron are not included sufficiently. If you notice hair loss or slower hair growth, it's advisable to consult your doctor for iron level testing. Tests typically include serum iron, total iron binding capacity, transferrin saturation, ferritin, and a full blood count. If anemia is diagnosed, treatment involves iron supplementation prescribed by your GP. It's crucial to follow dosage instructions carefully, as excessive iron intake can be harmful and won't accelerate recovery. Your doctor may also recommend dietary changes to enhance iron intake, as good nutrition remains the most effective long-term treatment for anemia.
Iron for 13 years until I solved the puzzle. Now, iron is bound up in food and it needs acid to liberate it or free it from food. So most people with low iron, they're either bleeding very heavily at period time, so they need the Anna's Wild Yam Cream to stop that. And they also can be low in hydrochloric acid because the acid liberates the iron. So why would someone be low in hydrochloric acid? If someone's eating every couple of hours, that exhausts the digestive enzymes, so they're low in hydrochloric acid. If someone drinks with their meals, it waters down their hydrochloric acid. If someone overeats, overburdens the stomach, it exhausts hydrochloric acid. If someone's highly stressed when they're eating, that exhausts hydrochloric acid. So to boost hydrochloric acid, only eat at meal times, only drink between meals. When you sit down to dine, I read this in an old book, cast off care and anxious thought when you sit to dine. No stressful things should be discussed at the meal table because it does interfere with your ability to digest. If any of my children made a fuss at the meal table, I quickly pick them up, put them outside, shut the door. They quickly get the message, they can come back. So the meal table should be a peaceful time. So how can you boost hydrochloric acid other than doing all that? Take a little bit of cayenne pepper with your meal, that'll wake anything up. Having the juice of a lemon with a little very hot water just before the meal, that can also boost hydrochloric acid. So you need to boost hydrochloric acid to have the acid to release the iron from the food. Ferritin is iron stores, and the body uses protein to bind with iron to store it as ferritin. So often people with low ferritin levels, it's because they're not eating enough protein. And they may be eating enough protein, but if they haven't got enough hydrochloric acid, they can't break down the protein. So my suggestion is boost hydrochloric acid and start making sure you have lentils every day, nuts and seeds with the meal to boost the protein levels.
Iron-rich foods that can help replenish iron levels include meat, shellfish, whole grains like brown rice, nuts, beans, leafy green vegetables such as kale and spinach, dried fruits like apricots, and fortified cereals. Incorporating these foods into your diet can support healthy iron levels and promote overall well-being.
Another cause of anemia can be low hydrochloric acid because iron is bound up in food and it needs acid to liberate it from food. So it's very important that the person ensure they have nice strong hydrochloric acid. A simple way to ensure that is to have a quarter of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper and a little bit of water before every meal. If you're finding that a little bit hard, you can have the juice of a lemon before every meal. Important to leave a break between meals. Important not to drink water with your meals because that dilutes the hydrochloric acid. Also important to have a very happy, relaxed environment at the meal table. I target those points in more detail on my lecture on the gut. So the causes of hair loss can be anemia, it can be high stress, it can be a hormonal imbalance, and it can be damage that's just physical damage that has been done to the hair follicles. And so depending on what the cause is, the anemia, you can strengthen the hydrochloric acid, balance the hormones, but what can you do to the scalp to encourage the hair to grow again? You can make a mix that you can put on your hair. And this mix is, let's make up the mix. So half a cup of coconut oil and half a cup of castor oil. Castor oil is a very thick oil, but castor oil penetrates deeper than any other oil. So when that is put onto the scalp, it penetrates even deeper. Coconut oil is a very nourishing oil. It's an antifungal oil, antibacterial oil. But what you also can put with that, so now you've got a cup of oil there. To that cup of oil, you can add 10 drops of rosemary essential oil. Rosemary is a herb that's specific for the scalp. Rosemary essential oil. So you could make up this mix in a jar and mix it very, very well, and maybe once a week you massage it into the scalp. Your hair will be very oily, of course, but you massage it into the scalp. Just even the massaging into the scalp stimulates blood supply to the hair follicles. That castor oil penetrates very deep, and wherever it penetrates, it can revive life into that area. And the coconut also is a very nourishing oil, and the rosemary essential oil stimulates. Every herb stimulates different parts of the body, and this rosemary herb is specific for the scalp. The massaging, so leave it in as much as you can. Maybe you choose a Sunday when you may be going to be home all day. And at the end of the day, you wash out. Now you might need to put shampoo on a couple of times to get all that oil out. Just use a little bit of hot water and then a nice amount of shampoo. And if it's still a little bit greasy, maybe shampoo it again. Now that brings us to the shampoo.
Barbara O'Neill emphasised that poor blood circulation to the scalp is a significant factor contributing to hair loss. To address this issue, she mentioned several natural methods that can effectively enhance scalp health and promote hair growth. Also, avoid frequently wearing hairstyles that pull tightly on your hair. While it's fine to pull your hair back occasionally, doing so daily can cause your hair strands to break or fall out. Over time, this constant pulling can damage your hair follicles, leading to permanent hair loss, as damaged follicles cannot regrow hair. Hairstyles to be cautious of include tightly pulled buns, ponytails, updos, cornrows, dreadlocks, hair extensions or weaves, and tightly braided styles. Additionally, wearing rollers to bed regularly can also contribute to hair loss. Saving such styling methods for special occasions to minimize the risk of damage to your hair follicles.
So what it does is it breaks the joints, and then it's molded, of course, around either there for the curl or there for the straight. And then when all of those little bonds are broken and it's been stretched into a certain shape, they rinse off that chemical and then they put another chemical on to set it. So to set the bonds together, and then that sets the hair structure as straight or as curly. So basically that's how the hair is permed. When I first left school at the age of 16, I was a hairdresser for about 4 years, and we used to do a lot of perms. And that's how they perm hair, whether it be straight or whether it be curly. But when those chemicals are constantly going on the hair, little by little, they kill the hair follicles. I have also seen in some areas where people braid their hair really, really tightly. You'll often see that they've got hair loss around here where you've got that weight. You've got that constant weight on the hair, which can really just keep pulling the hair out, and then the follicles are damaged. So no matter how it happens, we must stop.
One of her key recommendations is to incorporate regular scalp massages into your routine. Using essential oils such as rose or peppermint oil during these massages can significantly boost their effectiveness. These oils not only improve blood circulation, but also possess properties that strengthen hair follicles and encourage healthier hair growth.
Probably massaging your scalp wrong. Most people think you have to violently rub through your hair like this. But that isn't the most effective way to massage your scalp. For one, you're not causing very much blood circulation, and two, you're rubbing your hair follicles, which can cause damage. So what you want to do is take the pads of your fingers, press them down on your scalp with a little bit of pressure, and literally move your scalp almost as if you got a little wig on. And I even like to dip my head upside down to get as much blood circulation as I possibly can. So it looks something like this. For the best results, try and do it every single day for 10 minutes. Scalp massaging is by far the best thing you can do for your hair, so go try it out.
Another method Barbara suggests is hydrotherapy, a technique that involves alternating hot and cold water on your scalp. This practice helps stimulate blood flow by dilating and constricting blood vessels, thereby enhancing circulation to the hair follicles. Start with warm water for a few minutes to open up the blood vessels, followed by a short burst of cold water to constrict them. Repeating this cycle several times can effectively invigorate your scalp and promote optimal hair health.
There's something that you must keep right away from, and it's called sodium lauryl sulfate. Sodium lauryl sulfate is what's in many shampoos, and sodium lauryl sulfate kills the hair follicles. So it's important to take a magnifying glass into the shop and read the labels. In places like Whole Foods, Sprouts, Trader Joe's, where they have a lot of health foods, so they have a lot of supplements, and they have a more healthier brand of products. So have a look for a shampoo that has no, so we've got to make sure you realise no sodium lauryl sulfate, because the sodium lauryl sulfate is a chemical that causes the foaming of the shampoo, and that sodium lauryl sulfate has the ability to kill the hair follicles in the scalp. So please keep away from that. You can get some very nice coconut-based shampoos. Coconut is very nourishing to the scalp.
Now, let's talk deeply about shampoos. Yes, we all need shampoos for the cleansing of our hair. However, when it comes to choosing the right shampoo, it's essential to avoid products containing sodium lauryl sulfate. This ingredient is commonly found in our shampoos and is known to harm hair follicles, leading to hair loss.
The shampoo that you choose can make a really big difference. It can actually exacerbate the thinning of the hair, because over the years, more and more ingredients have been added to shampoos that have nothing to do with cleansing. So it's not good if you have thinning hair. You're massaging these ingredients into your scalp, and they can stay behind and leave buildup. They don't easily rinse off. And it's not good conditions, it's not a healthy scalp, and it could impede new hair growth. So I always recommend, don't use a shampoo that is loaded, or 2-in-1, for example, if you have thin hair. Or don't use a thickening shampoo, for example, because use a thickener afterwards, a thickening product, a styling product. But if your shampoo says it cleans your hair and thickens, you want to stay away from that. You don't want those ingredients.
Because that's why you would buy it. Because I want to have, and you're saying don't. It's almost the exact opposite of what you would think.
You only want your shampoo to cleanse. That's it. With your conditioner, only apply it halfway down. Don't put it into your scalp, because again, all of these things are engineered, these type of ingredients, to stay behind. So thickening ingredients, conditioning ingredients, if they didn't stay behind, they wouldn't do that.
To ensure you're selecting a healthier option, carefully read the labels of shampoos available at stores where more natural and less harmful products are often sold. Specifically, get shampoos that are clearly labelled as sulfate-free. Sodium lauryl sulfate is responsible for the foaming action in many shampoos, but can be detrimental to the health of your scalp and hair follicles. Going for natural and organic shampoos without sodium lauryl sulfate is a gentler choice for your scalp and hair. These products significantly reduce the risk of further hair loss. It's also beneficial to choose shampoos enriched with nourishing ingredients such as biotin, keratin, vitamins, and essential oils, all of which can strengthen hair and support its growth. Natural extracts like aloe vera, rosemary, and tea tree are particularly effective in maintaining scalp health and promoting healthier hair growth. Coconut-based shampoos, just like Barbara O'Neill recommended, are an excellent alternative, as coconut oil is known for its nourishing properties. It provides essential moisture and nutrients to the scalp, fostering a healthier environment for hair growth. By selecting shampoos with these beneficial ingredients, you can support your hair's health and vitality, ensuring it remains super healthy.
Here are some additions to the treatment. So additions to using this once a week. I mean, if you're home a lot, you might even do it twice a week. Exercise. What exercise does is it increases the circulation of the blood to the extremities, and the scalp is considered an extremity. So exercise daily, especially the high intensity interval training. The high intensity interval training, because of the periods of very high intensity, that really gets the blood moving out to the extremities. So that should be done daily.
Let's not forget exercise. Engaging in regular exercise plays a vital role in promoting healthy hair by boosting blood circulation to the extremities, including the scalp. Incorporating daily high-intensity interval training, HIIT, into your routine can significantly enhance blood flow, ensuring that essential nutrients reach the hair follicles. In addition to exercise, staying well hydrated is equally important. Water is essential for maintaining healthy hair cells, as it helps transport nutrients to your hair follicles and keeps them hydrated. Aim to consume 8 glasses of water per 100 pounds of body weight to maintain optimal hydration levels.
And hydration. Keep well hydration. Remember, the rule of thumb is 8 glasses to 100 pounds body weight. That's a good rule of thumb too, to know how much water to give the children. Nourishment. We need to nourish that scalp from the inside, because your scalp is fed by your blood. That's why when you exercise, you get more blood to the area. But when you get the blood to the area, you want it to be well watered. Exercise will automatically put the oxygen in there. And nourishment, we need to be having a high fiber diet, high fiber. We also need to be having generous amounts of protein. Here's your legumes, your nuts, your seeds. So generous proteins. Proteins are the building blocks of the body. And healthy fats. So there's your nuts, your seeds, your avocados, coconut and olive oil. Myself, I prefer the taste of the olive oil. We had a Fijian cook for a while and they preferred the taste of the coconut oil. So whatever your preference is. It's a very concentrated food. You do not need very much, just a little bit, but it certainly can make food taste nice. We had big baked potatoes here yesterday. I opened my baked potato and I said to the cook, have you got a bit of olive oil there? Very nice to sprinkle a little olive oil in there and Celtic salt. Oh, it makes potatoes very nice. So nourishment is necessary, and remember, when healing happens at twice the rate, sleep. You want to heal, you've got to get 8 hours. 8 hours, not negotiable, every night. The sleep is vital. The sleep is not negotiable. If you're not used to that much sleep, little by little by little, you can train yourself back into sleeping longer. Rome wasn't built in a day, but little by little by little, as you take those steps that are conducive to good sleep, breakfast like a king, lunch like a queen, light or no evening meal, going to bed early, soft lights, soft music, fresh air coming in, nice clean, natural fibre sheets and pillows, all of this is conducive to a good night's sleep. And you will find that little by little, the hair just might start to grow.
Nourishing your scalp from the inside out is equally important. A high fibre diet, along with generous amounts of protein and healthy fats, supports overall scalp health. Consuming a variety of fruits and vegetables, just like we talked about earlier in the video, ensures you receive essential vitamins and minerals necessary for hair growth. Equally important is getting adequate sleep, which should be at least 8 hours per night. Quality sleep helps reduce stress levels, a significant factor in hair thinning. During sleep, the body undergoes repair and regeneration processes, which include maintaining hair follicle health. Poor sleep can disrupt these critical processes, leading to increased hair shedding.
And at a very simplistic level, anything that improves your health, your longevity overall, is going to, by definition, improve your hair health as well. And sleep is such a factor as well. No difference than any other factor that improves longevity. We know there's a lot of studies coming out in all the anti-aging journals that show the effect, the positive effect that a good solid 8 hours of sleep has on the body. It allows the body to regenerate, to cleanse of all those free radicals in the system. And so there's going to be a knock-on effect on hair health there. Now, I want to be clear about this. What I'm talking about is a lack of sleep chronically over a long period of time. It's not if you pull an all-nighter tonight that you're going to lose hair tomorrow. That's not the case. So episodic periods of low amount of sleep or altered sleep cycles is generally not going to be a problem in terms of long-term benefit to your hair, but making sure that you have good sleep health, good sleep patterns, good sleep hygiene is going to be beneficial. And I think that's a generally good advice across the board in terms of your health. There's a lot of studies, a lot of data, and really popular people online that talk about it. Dr. Andrew Huberman talks about a stack that he uses with a combination of magnesium threonate, apigenin, and also which is a compound derived from chamomile, and also L-theanine that also helps calm the brain down and get you into that deep state of sleep. People also use melatonin. I love melatonin. Melatonin is great. It's a naturally occurring compound produced by the pineal gland. Also good from a mood perspective as well, as it's converted into 5-HT. But all these get you into that deep state of sleep that allows the body to regenerate and repair, and certainly long term is going to keep your hair healthy as well.
Ensuring you have a consistent and restful sleep schedule improves blood circulation, delivering essential nutrients to the hair follicles and supporting overall hair health.
There's my brother, then me and 3 younger sisters, and none of us have grey hair because we found that to get the colour back in hair, best thing to do is drinking a lot of green drinks. Now what green drinks contain is a lot of minerals, so green juices really help to reverse grey hair. A great thing that you can do with your hair that will really nourish it and help it is about once a week just rub batana oil into your scalp and also pull it through your hair and bind your hair up and leave it. If you add rosemary oil and combine it with batana, it will do wonders. And I do that, it reverses grey hair, and it's really good for people who want to regrow hair or have alopecia.
One other thing we must talk about is the hair colour. If you've ever coloured your hair, you know the exhilarating feeling of rocking a vibrant new shade. It's a total game changer, boosting your confidence and making you feel fantastic. We all deserve that self-esteem boost. But the big question is, does colouring your hair damage it or affect your overall hair health? Sadly, the answer is yes. Hair dye does cause damage. When you dye your hair, the process lifts the cuticle, altering the hair permanently. It will never return to its natural, virgin state. However, the new hair that grows from your scalp will be unaffected, so the damage is limited to the dyed portion.
The colour of the hair, a lot has to do with genetics. But I also know that people have claimed to get the colour back in their hair by drinking a lot of green drinks. Now what green drinks contain is a lot of minerals. So how do you have green drinks? Well, you can buy chlorophyll, you can buy green barley powder, you can buy wheatgrass powder, you can buy super greens. So basically taking that 3 times a day, making sure you have lots of greens in your daily salad will ensure it. You don't lose the minerals when you cook your greens. You only lose your minerals if you throw the water away that you cook them in.
To understand this better, imagine a lifted hair cuticle versus a flat hair cuticle. The lifting process gives you that stunning new colour and might even add some volume to your locks. However, this means you might need to trim or cut your hair more frequently to keep it looking healthy. The real kicker is the cumulative damage that comes with repeated dyeing. Over time, continuous colouring can cause significant harm, especially when combined with heat styling and UV exposure. The hair endures a lot, and prolonged exposure to these elements can lead to serious damage if not properly managed. When it comes to hair colouring, opting for henna can be a healthier and more sustainable choice. Henna, a plant-based dye, is non-toxic and provides a natural alternative to traditional chemical hair dyes. This botanical solution not only colours your hair, but also nourishes it, leaving a rich, vibrant hue without the harsh effects of synthetic ingredients. To maintain healthy hair, despite regular colouring, it's crucial to address and reduce the damage. Taking green drinks would also help your hair. Although genetics play a role in the colour of the hair, a nutritious diet can greatly impact the hair. Do you know the cause of your hair loss? Will you be trying Barbara O'Neill's special treatment? Let me know in the comments section below.